Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master, Propaganda. He loves like to defend over the fatherland, off here to a glorious 1v1 on, you guessed it, Nexus. In the east it is Fire&Terror here, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the, let's just go with 3rd Panther Division here with Storm, Festung Armour and Lightning War with infantry, Panther, and in Panther fast boltsmen. As the west is Barbarossa fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, the glory of the Soviet peoples, obviously. Here, taking up the role of the 13th Mechanized Corps with Guard Rifle Combined Arms Tactics with the KV-1 heavy tanks, Guard Rifle Infantry, Advanced Fortifications, Howitzers, and a Sturmwick Strafing Run with range bullets for both Molotovs and anti-tank grenades and infantry bulletins. There we got double conscripts for Barbarossa, gunning the MU-42 for Fire&Terror, and as always a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters, these champions, these heroes of the propaganda industry, keep me in the business, supporting the effort with the hard-earned money. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or you can donate by PayPal. Links are in the description. Now you know, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So off to the races here. Mine force being dispatched north here by Fire&Terror, the Pioneers more a bit north as well here. Barbarossa always going up the southern half of the map here, uncontested in fact. We got a smaller force being dispatched north and centrewards, basically just scouring out the map here, trying to figure out where Fire&Terror is and isn't. 3rd conscript there for Barbarossa, with the kind of sort of doctrine, and we're seeing only 3 conscript engineers and then some guardsmen here. Machine though caught in a bad spot here by Barbarossa's aggressively wielded conscripts there. Grenadiers moving up with the conscripts and heavy cover already. It's going to be a bit tough here for Fire&Terror to deal with this head on. He is flanking with the Grenadiers, he's trying to flank him with the machine from the other side, so should have a chance of dealing with them because Barbarossa didn't leave a large force here up north and there. Go pushed back there. Good response there by Fire&Terror. Munitions point being seized, southern point being seized here. Engineers just got the entire south now claimed. Almost got the munitions point here, and we got the 2nd Grenadiers squad out there for Fire&Terror and Deutschland. No, Barbarossa is committing to a 4 conscript build. That is definitely a bit of a break for how it usually goes. Most players, if they were not going for doctrine, they'd like open up for some significant conscript upgrades, but just go for, only 3 of them. But Barbarossa is committing to 4. Very interesting. A 3rd Grenadier squad there for Fire&Terror. We'll have to see what doctrine he goes for. Skirmish the center of the Grenadiers in the years there. Also a bit closer to the fuel point there between Fire&Terror and Barbarossa. Conscript then light covers the Grenadiers, pulling in closer here. That should be a good one for the conscript. We've got the machine gun team around here. That's going to force the conscript back off, but does leave the fuel point open. It could even try and basically use the wall to get behind the machine gun team. And the center skirmish between Barbarossa and Fire&Terror also firing off here, and the machine tries it up. He begins to oorah and possibly get past. No, he did not oorah, they just oorah away from it. Comrades, we will heroically run away, just not in front of the commissar. Comes the Grenadiers, see more conscripts in there. I imagine it'll be net medics next here for Barbarossa because of that many conscripts. He'll definitely need some medical support. They're constantly bled out. Unless he's planning to rush out a half track or something like that because he doesn't have access to a commissar to heal up his troops otherwise. Grenadiers tank from both sides here against Barbarossa's conscripts, catching them in a pretty vice-like situation, and they will have to retreat and use me on a bit of conscript activities. They got sandbags there on the southern car point. But Fire&Terror though is on the offense, and there go conscript threatening the retreat of the Grenadiers. Machine gun and Grenadiers forced to respond to this, slowing down the advance of the car point. Then we got one Pioneer squad here being attacked by the Engineers in response. Grenadier squad looks like it will survive. There's going to be a close call here for Fire&Terror, a very close call. Tech on the way there, thumbs up. Engineers there with flamethrowers now, pushing back the Pioneers, defending the car point and keeping it out of fascist hands. Up north here, can't push back the Grenadiers here. Back here, troop reinforcing. We do get the medics there for Barbarossa and the Red Army. Engineers suppressed by the MU-42, unleashing a torrent of lead in the general direction. And there you go, Boris drops dead. Sergei, Yuri gets out of there alongside Vasily. Can't flank up behind the MU-42 team there. Pushing forwards, catching them there. There you go, machine team routed, and Fire&Terror's advance here has overall collapse now in the face of some good maneuvering here by Barbarossa. Thumbs up to him. No tech yet for Barbarossa, and Fire&Terror, I imagine, will try and push around here with some light vehicles. They also got their medic bunker on the way there, very good. I'm guessing an armoured car, but it could surprise us all with a flamethrower half-track, as that would have more immediate impact as the infantry. Though obviously a bit more expensive overall of an investment. And he's in fact going for light machine guns, so yeah. No sign of that. But there you go. Light mechanized company almost done there for Fire&Terror. Pioneer side at work. Moving on the centre here, I mean, so far Barbarossa has weathered the initial German storm and is now in the overall pretty good position. Sandbags up at the northern fuel point, thumbs up there to Barbarossa. It's going to make it difficult for Fire&Terror to get it back easily. And again, I'm guessing we're going to see that armor cost, and he could also just go for a regular half-tech, even without upgrading with a flamethrower, just to give himself more mobility and frontline endurance, which can be at times an effective upgrade, though. It does tend to get overlooked a bit as well. So we shall see what Fire&Terror goes for. No doctrine at this point, not Lightning War. Could still be Storm, or it could, I suppose, be Festung Armour. But there we go. We do get the armored car, the 222 for Fire&Terror. Then he's playing up behind the counters here. Oh, actually cancelled the sandbags on the tree. They're interesting. Interesting. Armoured car halfway down there for Fire&Terror and Deutschland. There we go. Tech for Barbarossa. Tanko V, battalion command being rushed up. Could be the anti-aircraft tower tech, but more likely to be the T-10 machine. They have close range for the conscripts and they stand no chance. Barbarossa very wisely just hits the retreat button. Armoured car here for Fire&Terror and Deutschland. The leichte Panzer-Speerwagen 222 would steadily be replaced as the war went on. As it turns out, it wasn't really great off-road, which is pretty important for a reconnaissance vehicle, so it would later see itself replaced by the 250 half-tech, which would increasingly be himself be shifted towards the reconnaissance role, being used as an armoured car as well, just a half-track one. So that would replace that, and the 250 half-track itself would be replaced as an armoured half-track by the 250 and half-track and the reconnaissance elements as well. Little fun fact there. Plus, of course, they had heavy armoured cars like the Akrat and the 234 armoured car series, so there are plenty of things to take over the role of the 222. Northern fuel being harassed again. Fire&Terror, there's two caught up in the centre to immediately respond to this, except for the armoured car, which can rush up there. Heavy firing around team machine, and then he oh, he's going to lose the, I think, possibly to Barbarossa, but he could get in the squad in return, which would be pretty good. And there you go. Machine gun team never survives, and the engineers did not perish. And arriving at the conscript, almost taking out there. Holy smokes, that could have been a double whammy there against Barbarossa. He is getting the T-70, he's replacing the knees, but this is still quite harsh stuff for him. Punies push back here. And no anti-tank grenades for Barbarossa. There's no way to punish the armoured car. But otherwise, pretty aggressive manoeuvres. Pioneers arriving here, but they're getting focused on the conscripts. Armoured car doing a cannon with its autocannon and coaxial machine gun. Tank into the conscripts. And now at the 270 autocannon, the coaxial machine is pretty much standard for most of their armoured vehicles, like their, well, armoured cars. They're armoured, half-track scout cars, effectively, and of course the heavy armoured cars as well. Even though reconnaissance tanks like the Lux, for example, use the exact, same gun there. So, bit of an interesting one there. Pack forward away there for Fire&Terror. The Panther up there can on a field signal, of course, be crucial against the T-70. He could, in theory, commit to another armoured car, but most people tend to shy away from that, as it does require a lot more management and has a lot more issues that can, explode in your face with. Panther first there though, damage to the engine, slowing it down, but we got the constant pursuit here. Still no anti-tank grenades here for Barbarossa, though he is about to research them. You can see this time around the Fire&Terror is starting to get a bit more cautious around the constant, doesn't want to just getting hit by an anti-tank grenade there. Southern fuel bombs on neutral, good play there by Fire&Terror, reinforcing healing, but still no doctrine. Centre being seized here by the Frontovix under Barbarossa's command. Machine driving a northern fuel point. Armoured cutting it back up, but they're going to deal here. And imagine some more light machines on the way. There we go. Getting a Panther in the squad would also be an excellent addition here for Fire&Terror, in particular versus opponent with 4 conscript squads. Panther grenades tend to, in my opinion, a very good investment. Particularly once they get some veterancy, they can tear through those conscripts. Light machine gun down here. T-7 standing away the Grenadiers. Armoured car creating 46 kills. Veterancy 1 gained. Pack Pioneer on the move here. Got it by the Pack 40 punch straight through the T-70's frontal armour, leaving the crew a bit dazed as they fall off. Up north, their machine exposed and getting flanked. They've got play by Barbarossa. Overall, handling his infantry, I think, quite fluidly and not just looking to bash his opponent head in all the time, but actually looking to outmaneuver his opponent, hit the weak spots, and force Fire&Terror into as many awkward possible engagements. So I think that's really good play there of Barbarossa, and really sort of looking to exploit the weaknesses of the Wehrmacht. And there we go. We got here Festung Armour from Fire&Terror with the Panzerkampfwagen 4 Asphalt Jod, Panzer Tactician, Hull Down, Pack for the Fleece, and the Railway Artillery Support. T-7 gained Grenadiers in the south, Veterans 1 gained. Panther fast on the T-7 there, damaging the engine. take that down. Very good. Thumbs up. Though he still needs a lot more fuel before he can get the tank out, but until then, a Panther going to do what I think would be a good addition for Fire&Terror, though. Malta could also be pretty good eventually. Northern fuel claimed by the Red Army. Northern Vector Point about to be claimed as well. Barbarossa himself may, of course, eventually want to take up, but until then, the Guards Rifle Infantry Squad could be an excellent addition with all these grenadiers, plus other bits. But also, like, bringing in like a mortar field gun could be an excellent addition for Barbarossa too. Certainly a few decisions he can make here versus Fire&Terror. Grenadiers on the move here. Another MG4 team for Fire&Terror. That's also a pretty good addition for sure. Also a pretty good addition. Grenadiers alone help them. 2 men, Friedrich and Heinz, forcibly behind the corpse of their comrade, Ludwig.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Says 3 division field gun weather for Barbarossa and the Red Army, machine heading southwards. Pack reinforcing, healing up. So right now, Barbarossa's managed to maneuver himself into position of good map control here versus Fire&Terror, and Fire&Terror is definitely have to work hard to get back against this. One thing that is very well working out here for Fire&Terror, though, is that Barbarossa, despite I would say otherwise some good infantry play, is not laying down any mines. No flare mines, but also just no regular mines. Like he's making it very easy for Fire&Terror, like just move back without having to worry about this mini exploding as vehicles ending up with damaged engines. So that is actually a surprisingly large, I would say, lacking element in Barbarossa's, I would say, excellent, tactical and strategic play so far. There are no mines at all. Normally, as a Serb player, there's one thing that can really also just make the Serbs very nasty to play against. It's not just the Sandmax, but they can also just quickly lay down a lot of mines, making it very difficult, particularly to the Wehrmacht, to get back on the field. So the absence of mines here from Barbarossa is pretty standout in my eyes. Pretty big thing that stands out there. I'm surprised at it. I'm sure Fire&Terror is not complaining at all. Ach nein, how terrible! Our men's feet are not being blown clean off. Ach, whatever shall we do? Except advance quickly. Schnell, Leute! Continuing out there, we got mechanized armor company for Barbarossa. Thumbs up. Likely going to see the K1 heavy tank down the way for him. Haven't seen that in quite some time after they toned it down a bit, since it turns out its damage reduction bonus made it a bit too good. But there you go. Sapomacop here for Fire&Terror. Come to the charging that pack 40. Grenadiers moving to assist and dealing with that. And south they got Grenadiers machine gun here. On the machine team occupied around the centre. Got the T moving in there. No immediate support there from the anti-tank gun. And the cut-off point there is being raided here by Barbarossa, who's charging towards his men. Valiantly sacrificed himself just to deny the Germans a bit of fuel there and give their own tanks more of an advantage to sort of pull ahead with. Sapomacop there, that said. Fire&Terror like to go for the Panther from Multi-8 before Barbarossa has any armor up himself. He could, of course, also rush out to Stug right now to maybe just kill that T-70 fast. One reason I actually like to rush out to Stug personally is the fact you can use the Stug to quickly finish off light vehicles due to having a good rate of fire, but also the speed to quickly hunt down these things and finish them off. Because one thing that can be annoying to deal with these T-70s, again, they can very quickly get away then just get fixed up and constantly a nuisance. But a Stug has a chance to bloody well finish off the damn machine. But that's a quick note there from me. But again, going for the Panther from Multi-8 though is still an excellent choice there. It's good, strong, solid, good performance against infantry. So, nothing wrong going for that there. But, you could consider Stug here. Just to, maybe if you want to, kill that T-70 very fast, cleanly, and efficiently. It's a German way. Bombardment there going on. Gunnery's ready up north. Looks like we're seeing a deep flank here from Barbarossa. Thumbs up. He can, of course, also now consider upgrading his mental man squad. In fact, we got the first one there being upgraded. Very good. Also, surprising note, there is no gasman at all, though. So far, how anything for this conscripts? Not as necessary. This is not all bad, but, the lack of mines, or at least the notable absence of any mines from my perspective there, is definitely something I feel like you might want to keep in mind. There you go. Conscript up behind the machine, but there you go. Caught with the armoured car. Taking heavy damage, still trying to clear out the machine gun here, I think. This is going to have pain for their Barbarossa. Until Fire&Terror was to pop the incendiary piece around ahead of time. He doesn't. So missed opportunity to get a wipe in their conscripts. Luckily, though, for Barbarossa. We got 464 versus 403. Grenadiers versus the T-70. Could Panther fast and maybe finish it off with the Pack 40 hit, except there's nothing nearby. But he can soon go for the Panther full mod J, and there we go, has the resources. Also floating quite a bit of manpower, like, there you go. Could also follow up with a Panther grenade squad. Mortar maybe, and he's racing to the base. He's going to get the consquad now, I think. Oh, reinforces just in time. Might be able to finish off nonetheless. No, the reinforced again, and the armored car goes down. Good kill there for Barbarossa and the Red Army. Bit of a painful slap across the face here for Fire&Terror. Panzerkampfwagen 4 von Jod, halfway done there. Mortar, Granatenwerfer, 34. Barbarossa briefly considered the T-34s and 6, but decides to need something a bit heavier. And certainly at this timing, that would make a lot more sense. But there is still a rather noticeable lack of mines here from Barbarossa, and certainly Fire&Terror that would also benefit a lot from mines. I mean, he's got plenty of munitions. Certainly a few telemines or S-mines here and there could also do a lot to make it hard for Barbarossa to do what he wants against Fire&Terror. But there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von Jod, gefechtsbereit. Ready to support the front line there against the Marxist menace. Mortar against there. Rifle off here. Lots of losses, lots of damage. Constantly mauled here by the MD42 team there. Panzerkampfwagen 4, the rolling hit. Pinball machine is being added, and there you go. Conscripts caught by the MD42 team there, which is, by the way, rather on the wrong side of the heavy cover there. Didn't want to retreat that or get it some support. You could go for a half-tech, just rush it down to reinforce all of the support weapons, for example, on the move. That could be a consideration, honestly. But there you go. KB1 heavy tank there for Barbarossa and the Red Army. The Clement Borishlov 1 heavy tank. An impressively tough tank at the start of the war. I think the Germans had a lot of trouble cracking it then, but after a few years they quickly, upgraded their weapons fast enough to, easily deal with the KB1. There was still some usage until the end of the war, mostly as it got upgraded to the KV-85, which had a bigger and more heavily armored turret, but also the 85mm gun. Mortified, they're having an impact then. Also, you gain veterans, you won. Thumbs up there to Fire&Terror. Having a mortar is always a good addition, particularly as the Wehrmacht. I find you much more reliant on combined arms and, wielding all your tools correctly for those dashing assaults. So, thumbs up there to Fire&Terror. Mortar is always a good addition. Pioneer Squad number 2 here ready. There we go, healed up the machine, use the grenadiers. Thumbs up to Fire&Terror. And straight into the full power, which Veggie 2 suppresses extra well. And there you go, just catches the entire mob there out in the open. Hey comrade, they said the point would be clear of machine guns. Well, maybe they were wrong. Well, now Dimitri's dead. So got the fuel point right on neutral. Machine almost got cleared up by that strafing run there. Grab a northern fuel point here, and there you go. KB1 moving out here for Barbarossa and the Red Army. Going straight for the grenadiers and then into retreat. Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von Jod with the damaged engine, it repairs. There's the K1, H2 would be a good addition here for Fire&Terror to help you deal with it fast. Again, good mobility, good rate of fire, can make it much harder for Barbarossa to get his K1 to safety, though he's bringing the field gun to assist here. If you can catch with the target weak point, that could also work out for Fire&Terror there. He is targeting the weak point, the problem is he's pointing in the wrong direction. Ironic. Not really. So there you go, bombardment here. Got hit from the Pack 40 at that range. Mortar fire landing down, not doing too much. We're just going to lose the Pack 40 crew here. There you go. Says 3 Division field gun crew there, utterly annihilating it. Pioneers recruiting it quickly though, but they risk getting wiped out again. I want to have the mortar bombard the field gun behind the K1 there. Whoops. Feeling the moving head. There's a mistake there by Barbarossa. That K1 likely going to go down unless he gets lucky. But no. Fire&Terror there, missed out an opportunity. Now Fire&Terror goes for the even bigger anti-tank gun, the Pack 43. Not the biggest anti-tank gun, mind you. The Germans had an even bigger one called the Pack 44, which used the exact same gun as the Jagdtiger. So yeah. Note there was also a field gun version of the Pack 43 known as the Feldkanone 43, which could use, fire as artillery as well. In fact, the Pack 44 was designed to also act as a field gun as well. So, few fun facts there, few fun facts. In fact, some divisions in Normandy, some of those static infantry divisions, had to make do with Pack 43s in the artillery units of, battalions. So, Little fun fact there. Mortar firing down here. Decent shot on the conscripts. Worth noting Barbarossa has yet to go for any artillery. Of course, once he encounters the Pack 43, which he does decide as a T-70 takes a hell of a shot there. An actual T-70 probably don't use sent tumbling away into the sky with that one. Panther for the damage engine again here. But at the same time doing plenty of damage in the infantry with its main gun and machine gun. 7 kills versus 1, 9 kills in the south. Another push for the fuel point here as Fire&Terror orders men forwards, no matter the casualties, no matter the cost. M4 choosing up, and there you go. Railway artillery support. A bold maneuver here. Typically, I would try and call in on the doing a larger battle while the opponents occupy a lot of stuff, then use it there to try and hit a particular weak spot to disrupt the defense and hope that you aren't paying attention, then murder them. Here, it ends up being perhaps a bit too obvious, and it's going to be easy to retreat from without doing any damage. Obviously, it still forces the opponent to retreat, so you know. You can argue it did its job. It may also kill a few squirrels just by the shockwave alone. Pioneers being about here. Railway artillery did see some uses by the Germans. In fact, they even had railway anti-aircraft guns, particularly throughout Germany. They would have some very large 10.5 and I think 12 centimeter flak guns, which basically, if you sort of describe, they're just bigger versions of the Flak 88 without the gun shield. There you go. Barbarossa here with the ML20 152mm gun howitzer, providing him with some rather significant artillery, probably in response to the Pack 43. Now, this particular version, I believe, was even known as the Pack 43-41. This was an early version that made use of the mountings of the trail there for the lighter Feldhaubitzer Achsen. The final version, was actually meant to use a sort of cruciform mount similar to the Flak 88, so it just wait to turn around on itself. So, little fun fact there. Big push of a Barbarossa. T-70 repairs, just spotting head here. Feel like this connection a bit better there by Barbarossa, seems a bit rambunctious and a bit brutal. Of course, it might be just bait here to try and suss out what Fire&Terror's up to, and then using artillery here to flatten it. We'll have to see. But as you can see there, assault was easily beaten back here by Fire&Terror, like machine guns, mortars, and the Panther 4 did a lot of the trick there. Bit of frontline healing here for Fire&Terror, so it doesn't retreat the grenadiers. Thumbs up there. Very good to see that. And there you go, howitzer firing away there. Pack 43, they're almost getting hit. Mortars taking a bit of hit there. Friedrich blown into bits. Hey, did anyone see the Friedrich went? Yeah, all over the place. Ach, nein. There we go, direct hit on the Pack 43 crew there. Almost destroying the Pack 43 in that barrage. That'd be pretty impressive if Barbarossa can actually destroy it with the first barrage. Almost got it, actually. K1 on the move again here. Almost got it. I also think he's actually starting to lay down some mines. Thumbs up there to Barbarossa. Very good. And the Pack 43 narrowly survives there. But the crew is definitely dead. Good. Got a southern push going on here. Up north, bit of harassment on the field point of victory point as well. Got 450, almost 256. Machine could be engaged, also got a flank with the T-70. Very good play there. Thumbs up to Barbarossa too, in fact. That's a very solid setup there. The only thing I would have liked to see in there as well would be some infantry. Oh, there's actually some infantry that seem to have lost their way. Or think they're taking a break. More mines. Good lord, he's really mining here. I think in this case he's mining basically to avoid the opponent taking this route to flank the howitzer and then rush in something, calling the artillery on it. And that makes sense. But at least he's spending his munitions. Panther taking several hits here from the field gun and the KV-1. Also worth noting, Fire&Terror going straight for the Panzer Corps. Instead of just going for more Panther 4 Model J's or some Stugs or Ostwinds. Personally, not a humongous fan of that one. But that's just me. T-34 some 6 on the way there for Barbarossa. North there, lone grenadier squad heads out there. We got the concept there by the northern victory point. Grenadiers being mauled here. Maximum finally getting that T2 here. And that Panzerkampfwagen Fias von Gold is in dire need of repairs. T-35 done. Modifying the comes from north by the side of it. Yes, indeed. And we do get the Panther here for Fire and Terror. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Very artillery strike in the south. Oh dear. Oh, good God. Almost wiped both the Concorde and the Maxim. God Lord. Not even the devil will be able to pull this back together now. That was a hell of a railway artillery strike, ladies and gentlemen. Got the T-34 to north of T-34 Barbarossa, up north, their point being seized. Panther is almost done for Fire and Terror. Meanwhile, his base is being bombarded, I believe, here. Something like he's trying to take out the pack for the... Oh, he's actually bombarding around here. I'm not entirely sure it's home to hit. Maybe some squirrels, though. Up north there, T-34 in here. We got Grenadiers on the move with that armor support. They are going to be fairly powerless against the T-34. In the south, we've got airstrike called in here. Pack for the could turn around to finish off things here as well, perhaps. Panther arriving here for Fire and Terror. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Ausführung D. Actually, not DR. The D model was actually the first model. Then it was A and then it was G. Bit confusing. But there you go. Pack for defeat landing. So great hits from the K1. Almost taking that Panther for the taking hits. Pack for defeat before it gets wiped. Almost takes it out. Then the K1 gets abandoned. Oh, shice. A smoke pop there. Up north, you got the Panther going for the T-34 from 6 here. And the Grenadiers gets wiped. Huge losses here for Fire and Terror and for Barbarossa. Panther 4 there. Cleared out by the Pack 40. T-Sin rushing in as well. A brutal raid here. And Barbarossa finishing off the Panther 4 here. Definitely more painful for Fire and Terror versus Barbarossa. Both also stand to get shot in infantry. You don't consider replacing some of the losses, but perhaps some more elite infantry. Panther, here we go, going for the T-34, but gets rammed. Damaging the engine, ensuring can't easily join in the fighting elsewhere. Thumbs up to Barbarossa. Make the best of a rubbish situation. Meanwhile, the K1 in the south is being fixed up there. Mortifying closer to the engineers. Almost Aislinn got their hearts flying away there. 4 kills still. I think he's still trying to finish off that pack for defeat for good. Okay, when they're being crewed up. Machine gun pioneers going to use the move here, but without any tank support or armored support, that's going to be tough here. We should get all the pioneers to work on the Panther. To be honest, the pioneers take a hit there as they move towards the Panther by the howitzer. Things are fairly chaotic here. We got an H5 from Barbarossa here, probably helped you with the Panther. Machine crew being brought up by the field gun, but there you go, clears it out. And the machine crew there gets exterminated by Barbarossa's T-70 and K1. He needs the armor support badly in the center here. Chaos continues here as Barbarossa exploits Fire and Terror's focus on the south here to strike at the center. Things are unraveling here for the German army. The Pack for defeat takes a right hit from the house. We got 6 kills on it, and Veterans 1 opening up for the creeping smoke barrage. Machine gun cleared out here. Fire and Terror's forces are significantly depleted. Panther's good to go once more for Deutschland though. But everything else has seen better days. The K1 engine is looking a bit hazardous there, besides the fire, to put it gently. Panther going in for the Pack for defeat, clearing out those machine guns here. He's trying to. Panther gun has got it for Fire and Terror. Thumbs up, and there you go. Pack 43 crew exterminated by the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Going south of the Sheffington, trying to finish off the K1. Can he get the job done? Or will Barbarossa be able to save the K1 once more from the hands of the fascists? Grenadiers, mortar falling up here. Got a wipe here on Barbarossa. Direct hit here, but there you go. H5 flanking the Panther. Direct hit here. Punching straight through the side armor. Almost got the K1. Could try and grab the field gun. H5 farming up with pack support and inf support. He was actually able to hold the Pack 40 boy all the way from there into his base. Good gravy. He's almost got the K1, but he risks losing the Panther at this rate. Is he willing to risk it? Seems like he is. Main gun is out though. Main gun is out. Field gun being hammered there by Molotovs. And gets the K1. Needs to blitz. Blitz, blitz. And then take the long route here at the edge of the map. Pop smoke as well. Field crew cleared out. And field gun is recaptured by Barbarossa. Panther squad here ready there for Fire and Terror. Need to get moving. Schnell. Panther disengaging as fast as humanly as possible. Panther shoots and whiffs. More artillery fire there up north. You got the pioneers standing about. Panther going to be escort on the move. An absolute scene of chaos here. The Pack 43 has finally been sundered entirely, and Barbarossa now holding off a shiny new MG42. In fact, multiple shiny new MG42s. That is definitely a problem if a Fire&Terror only makes the situation much less great. He's also down to 1 Pioneer squad, meaning it's going to be tough for him to fix the Panther and any other army he's going to want to get. In fact, we don't know what he wants to get. It's going to be another Panther 4 model. Yeah, will he try for another Panther? In the case of the odds for Barbarossa looking a bit off of Fire&Terror looking rough, but Barbarossa looking quite excellent with 3 machine gun teams now, 2 anti-tank guns, the howitzer, plenty of infantry, and a howitzer. So the situation here for Fire&Terror is looking a bit rough. He is fixing up the Panther though. Got the ace more to the hard work with the G42 team there. We got 324 versus 230. T-Sin being fixed up. We got 13 kills. Ace little howitzer there, ready to fire in a few moments. Panther fixed up. And firing into the base around here. Having to get lucky there, I guess. Up north, gun is with the conscripts. Lots of light machine gun fire there. He's going for a second Panther. Whew. That's pretty ambitious. Up north, the gun is narrowly avoided being annihilated by the strafing run there. But double Panther. I mean, obviously going to have at least an impact versus some medium armor, but at the same time it's going to struggle versus all the infantry and also the anti-tank gun. So, plus it's just expensive. So really, not a huge fan of the double Panthers. We'll have to see. I mean, Fire&Terror could definitely make it work. He could definitely make it work, but odds are, you know, it's double Panthers. It's just not, in my opinion, a great use of resource. They're going to focus on with the field gun initiative 5. Calling available to support, need to blitz it out. Except we can't just use automation. There you go, loses the Panther. Modifying in support weapons there. Wipes machine gun team there entirely. Lots and bits of boars there leading the area. Mines going set off here. Second Panther running, but just losing the Panther like that really puts Fire&Terror in such a bad position there. Even with the railroad support, they're getting some damage and some kills. It's just not enough to compensate for the loss of the Panther, which really just didn't do enough to really be worth the cost. Now it's charging in the second Panther. Feels like at this point, Fire&Terror may just had enough here. And yeah, he's just throwing away the Panther at this point. I don't think he cares. He's had it. And with that, a second Panther goes down. With that, it's GG, game over. A nice fight here, but I feel like Fire&Terror suffered a bit too much from turn rate from the center. Also, at times, you know, some more calls. I definitely don't think should go on for the heavy Panther call like the way he did. In particular, should just focus on the Panther 4 model here, which honestly, I feel like is just a much better cost-efficient alternative compared to the Panther. Sure, it doesn't have the range or the penetration, but honestly, 90% of the time, that's not going to matter. What's going to matter is the Panther 4 model J just, you know, has better anti-infantry performance, costs less, you can get more of them faster, and, you know, I think also has a roughly, you know, more, you know, better rate of fire, plus the veterans up better too. So just, you know, it's just superior, to be honest, and you just don't need to take up for it. Had you committed some more Panther 4 model J's, maybe with some Stooks to back it up, I think Fire&Terror would have a much better spot there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you do subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. We'll talk tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.